All right, welcome everyone to another Clarity Edge update. This is where we help you align with the primary trend so that you can stay in the right side of risk in global markets. And today, as always, we're going to begin by looking at Bitcoin. So we do have some developments over in the United States and with Trump, and of course in the whole Iran situation. So we did see that the market entered the week on a optimistic note here, and we had on Tuesday we got the reports that the Iran's president has requested a ceasefire, and Trump was signaling a willingness to end the war, sending equities obviously higher. And the S&P 500 rallied almost 3%, and the Nasdaq index I think went up over 3%. But then we had saying that the Trump came out on Wednesday evening. This is yesterday, right? Saying that the U.S. military objectives were nearing completion, and saying that we're going to hit Iran extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And he didn't really offer any clear timeline for ending the conflict. And the IRGC named 18 companies as legitimate targets. Sorry for my English. Including some of the Nasdaq's index largest constituents, which is, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Intel, Oracle, Tesla, IBM, all of those, right? So if we're gonna look at Bitcoin here to begin with, but quickly let's go over to the Nasdaq to kind of show you the market reaction from that. So if we look at Nasdaq, a very clear rejection here, right? Just to show you guys, that obviously Bitcoin is not trading within a within its own individual universe. It's obviously trading within the larger global risk framework, right? And we broke down completely from range lows. We tested that previous range lows on the positive news, and then immediately started selling off again. And that obviously spilled over into crypto market and into Bitcoin. And we saw a very clear rejection at range EQ. If you guys remember my video from yesterday, I said that we're probably going to get a rejection here at the range EQ. What happened? Well, we got a rejection at range EQ. This is not because I have some crystal ball and know the future. It's just because we're hitting resistance from below, and voila, that's resistance usually acts as resistance. It's quite obvious, isn't it? And then if you also, I think if you add the fibs here, you'll see that it's probably going to be like the 50% here as well. Right, so we hit the 50, the 618 here as well. So where are we heading next on the Bitcoin? Well, the path of least resistance is to the downside, but we do actually have the path of most support as well, being around this range low area. So I think we're going to start, we're probably going to continue to range within this environment for quite some time. But right now it looks like the most probable direction for Bitcoin is to move down towards that 63 to 62 level, and quite possibly make a touch of that 60k support, but then probably going to be bouncing and moving within this range for a while. But it doesn't look very likely now that we're going to break out of this range or even reclaim the range EQ for any foreseeable future. So I am currently still short on Bitcoin. As you guys know, we did short Bitcoin up here. We're looking to take profit at that range low. Quickly moving over to the altcoins. I got 2 altcoins I want to show you. Actually it's 4. Hype got stopped out here. We looked at longs here. I entered long. I got stopped out on that one. XLM currently in a short. Same idea as with Bitcoin. We're in the bear market. The primary trend is down. We should be shorting resistance. So I shorted resistance in good profit here. If we can break down further here and have this type of move, moving my stops to entry. Simple. I am also today shorting TRX. This is the trade I'm in. Looking at around 2.3R or so. That's the trade I'm in on TRX. Of course, trading this on Deify Crypto. And as you know, I've joined the Deify Crypto officially as the lead of their trading education initiatives and their whole YouTube live streaming show, which we're going to be starting next week. So I'm going to be super excited. I am excited about that. Okay, let's quickly move over into the Forex market. We're not going to cover the indices today because we looked at Nasdaq and it's just shitting itself. So who cares? We're in the bear market. The primary trend is down. Sell everything you have and then wait a couple of months and maybe sell your house and buy Bitcoin. If you have children, you can auction them off. No, don't do that. That's very bad of me to say. I love everyone. Why am I even that's weird. You know what? I'm not gonna cut that out. This video, I promised myself I'm not gonna cut everything and anything out. If I say weird shit, I'm just gonna leave it in because that's what we do. Actually, it's not what we do, but that's what we're gonna do. Whatever. And to my editor, we don't have to like make shorts out of that. Let's not ruin my reputation. Okay, so what we have here for ADNC, we have the confirmed breakout yesterday. So we had the daily candle has now closed and has now confirmed the breakout, looking very, very good. For those of you who are, you know, more intraday traders, probably look at a break and retest of that level would be a good entry. But I'm holding this position. I like what I'm seeing, holding it still, and it looks good. Not much to add there. Euro GBP still rallying, not breaking down. I don't care. Euro CAD. Now this looks interesting, right? Now we have a nice wick on that candle above. We have a bearish candle right here. Now what I would want to see here is just like we talked about in yesterday's video. We talked about how we're probably going to get a retrace and hit that support. But what happens when we hit that support will be important. If we hit this support and we bounce, obviously I'm not going to look for shorts, but maybe we'll get something like this, a double top, maybe a break and retest of the neckline of that M structure, that double top structure, maybe, or maybe we're just going to get a weak bounce and then break down. If we break down here, then I will open short positions on Euro CAD, and I'm looking for like 1,000 pips to the downside or so. It's going to take a couple of weeks, months maybe. GBP AUD, we came down and we hit that support right here. Beautiful bounce on that level, but as you know from yesterday's video, I am looking for lower prices right here. I might not get it, but I feel like this beginning of the trend, this was such a big move. I would like a deeper retrace for the risk to reward really be worth it. Or if we get, you know, if we get something like this, then I might just ride this trend from here with a tighter stop loss just to move it up here. So I just need signs that there is a new trend developing here. GBP CAD, good rejection here. I like that. But I would probably want to see a break below this level first. I'm kind of adjusting the whole idea here. But that's probably what I would be wanting to see here on GBP CAD. Break, retest, go. GBP NCD, good level right here. Looking for a clear rejection around this area. Might come today, but even if it comes today, I still need extra confirmation. So bearish candle. Maybe next day move up and then rejection again, sort of like almost like a half head and shoulders, just a break and structure type of move here. AUD USD, wow, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful, guys? Hopefully some of you got into this one. I failed to get into that one because I'm trading based on the daily, right? But man, this looks good. 4 hour here. Look at that. So if you're an intraday trader, probably, you know, probably look at a move back up into this region. And I think that could be a pretty good trade. Something like that would be a 2.7. Would I take that trade? Not really. I'm not trading based on a 4 hour. I want to trade the bigger moves on the higher time frames, but maybe, you know, maybe if we get a move up and then I see on yesterday's daily candle, we have a nice rejection here. Maybe I'll take that trade. I'll like what I'm seeing. Okay, finally, let's take a look at gold. Gold as pretty much as, I'm not going to say as predicted. It sounds like it sounds stupid to say as predicted, but it's quite simple, right? We have a breakout, and what happens after a breakout? If you have a breakout with, you know, volume confirming it, we talked about that in yesterday's video. Volume was confirming the move on gold, but now it's kind of like breaking down here a little bit. But the accumulation distribution indicator was breaking to the upside. RSI is now finding support around the 50 level. I like that. I think this is a pretty good level for a potential bounce bounce on gold, but it's not my type of trade. I am monitoring gold on a daily basis, but it's not really my type of trade. I want to trade, these moves, these big moves. I'm not really interested in the moves that goes from here to here or to here to here. I want to I'm looking for the bigger trends and the bigger cycles within the market. I want to be entering at the beginning of a trend, and I want to be holding that for weeks or even months and just be chilling. That's how I like to be trading. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I command you to hit the like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time. I know we are all very busy out there with our lives, so you taking this 10 minutes of your life of watching my video means a lot to me. Thank you, and see you guys in the next one.